Hey, and welcome. I'm author and speaker Toria Lee, and you are watching Toria Talk Tuesday. Today's Toria Talk topic is Perfect Love Casts Out All Fear. So this is a topic I've been thinking about a lot recently, and that is due to the fact that I just got engaged not that long ago. And if you know my story, you know that I actually have a broken engagement in my past. And when that had happened, that was a really hard time for me. And I remember thinking, all the things. I'm never going to love anyone again. And all the things that come with a broken heart. And it was very quickly made evident to me after the Lord kind of did a lot of work on me. It took some time. But I quickly realized, okay, I can definitely love someone again. But I was really worried that when it came time for someone to propose, that I was going to be fearful that this whole thing was going to happen again. That I was going to be afraid, just paralyzed by fear. Even though I knew I loved the person, I was afraid of being afraid, which is kind of comedic when you think about it, being afraid of being afraid. But as kind of life progressed, and first, Lord was so gracious to keep reminding me that there's nothing to be afraid of, because he picked me up off the floor and put me back together once, he'll do it again. And so there was his love that cast out fear. And that was the biggest piece, was just this reminder that, the Lord loves me. So even if this is to happen again, I just knew I could rest in the peace of, Lord's got me. He had me once before. He'll do it again. He's faithful. He loves me more than anyone else. So no matter what happens with a man on this earth, the Lord loves me. And that was kind of the first piece of that perfect love, casting out all fear. And then on top of that, I started dating my now fiance. And just over time, as we grew in our relationship, as our love for each other continued to grow, my fear disappeared, and this man just loved me from such a place of he loved me from the Lord's perfect love, and that's why it was capable of casting out fear. When two people are focused on God, and they're focused on God as their source, and they're loving each other from that source, they're then loving each other with that perfect love of Christ. Not that they themselves are perfect, but they're being a conduit for that love, and that love can cast out fear. And so I found myself, now that I am engaged, and when he proposed, I have no fear, both because of the Lord's love for me, and both because my fiance has loved me so well that there's no fear of the same thing happening again. There's no fear there, because it's two people fully abandoned to the Lord, saying, I'm following you, I'm obeying you, and I want to love the other person through you. And so this Toria Talk is really just to encourage you that if you are fearful in life, maybe you're fearful of loving someone else, maybe you're fearful that you won't ever be loved. Well, perfect love casts out all fear, and the source of perfect love is God. He proved that when he sent his son to die for us on a cross for sins he did not commit, so he could take our place, so he could have a relationship with us. That's how much your Father loves us, loves you. And that perfect love is what casts out fear. When you know that you're resting in his perfect love, when you know you're fully loved by God, no matter what you do, when you know you're covered by the blood of Christ, fear flees. There's no place for fear in that. And then when two people are in that together, they're in that scenario of knowing the Lord's love for them, and knowing that perfect love, they can then turn and love each other with that perfect love. Not that each person is perfect. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to mess up. Me and my fiance both know we are not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But we know we're both trying, and we both know we're pulling our love from the Lord, not something within ourselves. And we're not looking to the other person to perfect us or complete us or love us perfectly, because the Lord's done that. The Lord's loved us perfectly. So that's really my encouragement to you, whether you are single, whether you're engaged, whether you're married. Perfect love casts out all fear, and the only place where you can find perfect love is the Lord. So I really encourage you, if you're struggling with that, if you're struggling with feeling unwanted, or you're struggling to love someone well, look to the Lord. That's the best thing you can do. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed another Toria Talk Tuesday, and I will catch you next week.